if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Stop trying to double major or triple major. That's dumb. Don't do that. Stop trying to be an engineer if you really don't love that type of work. Take more history and liberal arts classes because that's what you actually like doing. And luckily I did take a lot of those, but Rice is such a great place for being able to take a lot of different classes while finishing a major. If you just want to finish the major but really explore a lot of different things, you can do that. And I had a lot of stress in college around like, oh, I got to double major because everybody's double majoring, or I've got to be an engineer because everybody's being an engineer. And like, frankly, I'm very happy with where I am right now, and I'm pretty excited about where I'm going to get to be. And a lot of that is because Rice gives that open curriculum and gives you the opportunity to explore. So take advantage of that, and don't try to be super person here.
That's great advice. The phrase that Ning said earlier, challenge the status quo. I love that phrase because I think when we all graduate, you have this mentality that you're going to go out there and do this stuff, and you're not going to just be encumbered by the way things are done, and you kind of forget, right? As you get kind of entrenched in your role and you start doing things the way everyone else does them, you forget to challenge the status quo. And I think Rice alum especially, you get Rice undergrads, we're all great at that. So I think looking back, I think me personally, I could have done that more in more situations, and I think it's just a great thing to keep in the back of your mind that anytime you can improve things and push people around you to do even better, that everyone will ultimately appreciate
it. Yeah, it is kind of hard to call a lot of decisions to be a mistake, and maybe think about the analogy of less is more. I remember when I was graduating with a PhD, I was thinking, oh, should I go into industry, or should I go turn around get an MBA and then do consulting, or go to Wall Street, and then like all those options are kind of flowing around. But if I look back in the past 20 plus years, and then the things you wanted to do at your early stage of your career, you eventually will have the opportunity to revisit and then get it done. I did get an MBA after working for the company for over 6-8 years, and then you can bring a lot of real life work experience into the learning process, and then really thinking about how to make a leap from there. And then I did enter the venture capital world after working for a Fortune 500 large company, and then also co-founding a startup. So that it's kind of naturally the venture companies start to reach out to people with such background. So then the career change happened very naturally. So again, I think just life is a long journey, and the career development is one part of it, and just enjoy every turn you're taking in your life.
Yeah, I think one thing I would add is I learned probably it took like a decade in startups to really realize that the team you're building, especially if you have a startup that has some success and starts to grow, the team you're building is really important. And if you're an early employee at a startup and you choose to go down that path, your job will pretty quickly become not, building a product anymore, but building a team. And so taking the time to learn about leadership and management, which is, you could go to business school to do that. You could read about it. You could just find mentors to help you out. But really investing as much in those people skills and relationship skills as you do in growing your technical skills is really valuable as your startup continues to grow.